Good morning. Happy Saturday. I have a question for you guys that my therapist asked me yesterday. And I thought that for some people, this might be valuable. My second cup of coffee. So the question posed to me was, are you judging your anxiety? As soon as she said it, I was like, yes. So the last few days, I've had a really very triggering few days. In fact, I'd say my anxiety level has been like amped for about a week now. But the last, I'd say since Wednesday, it's been particularly difficult. And there are times where something will trigger me and I am holding back a panic attack. I can't think straight. I lose my train of thought. My heart is pounding. And it has nothing even to do with past traumas, but situations that are stressful. And because I'm already amped up and my body is on the verge of being triggered, any little thing triggers it. And so it's frustrating. And especially because through therapy, I'm starting to recognize the signs and pay attention to the signs of, oh, this particular thing is starting to activate me. But I can't control my physical reaction, even sometimes, especially, like I said, the last 3 days, 4 days, 3-4 days. So there's also this underlying like frustration. And I asked her yesterday when we were in session, I was like, I can see this particular thing triggering me, but I can't control my reaction. Like, why can't I control my reaction? And that's when she asked the question, are you judging your anxiety? And as in like being frustrated with it and putting a negative label on the anxiety and looking at it as, instead of just something that's happening for me, and to look at it step by step, but I'm putting an emotion now towards it because I can't solve the problem. Oh, thanks, bud. He just came over. No, you can't lick that off my face. I'm realizing I'm starting to like breathe a little heavier, and he just came over and is now staring at me. Thank you, Bubba. Thank you. Yeah, I know. I put some oil on my face. It tastes good. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. That's really helpful. And so I've been really thinking about what she asked. And we talked a little bit about it too. Like, don't judge your anxiety. Your anxiety is not, it will get better, hopefully. The more we talk about it, the more you recognize it, the more you process it, the more you realize it's not just this one event. It's like all these underlying things. Like, we counted it up. There's like 6 different things going on in my life right now that individually don't seem like big things or a big deal, but you put them together with someone who has trauma and is I'm very physically triggered, and react very physically when triggered. It's a big journey for me. And to take a deep breath, and once I can kind of start seeing all those connections all the time, because we're talking about it right now, she's like, you're just at the very, very baby beginning steps of recognizing this, and you're trying to jump ahead to a place where you're just not at. And that's not a bad thing. That's just how it is. And so I wanted to ask you guys the same question, because maybe you don't realize you're doing it. And it's something that is not worth putting the energy towards because it's not going to change anything. Is, are you judging your anxiety? And to step back and have grace for yourself. Give yourself grace. There's a knock at the door. Who is it? Hi, I'm just finishing up a video. Can I have a couple more minutes?
There's leftover Chinese food that I want.
Go for it. Just save me some shrimp fried rice.
Okay. Wait, is the did you get, what chicken did you get? Did you get?
The sweet and sour chicken. So the red sauce is for the sweet and sour chicken.
I was just wondering.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. I don't have to worry about what he's going to have for lunch. So yeah, I thought I'd pose that question to you guys to bring awareness. Because since she asked that question and I've kind of realized, yeah, I am judging my anxiety. That portion, letting that portion go. Not that I'm not any less triggered. I was a mess yesterday. And especially after therapy sessions that are really intense for me physically, there are certain things we talk about that I am very much not aware of my physical reaction, and she has to call me on it. And there was actually a lot of tears yesterday. And there was a lot of like, I would start to talk about something and I would, all of a sudden my train of thought would vanish, and I would be all of a sudden I realizing my heart is pounding and I can't think straight. And I have to be like, she'd have to tell me, take a deep breath. Let's just pause for a moment. Just focus on your breath. And then I have to be like, what was I talking about? Because I can't catch my train of thought back because I'm in such fight or flight. Talking about certain things. And not just that. And so, yeah, it's been difficult this week because it's not just been talking about these specific events or thoughts that are big triggers, because those things have been coming up for me in an underlying way. All little things like picking up on other people's stress is really triggering. I had to bring Harrison to the orthodontist on Wednesday, and he gets so stressed out. He's a lot like me. He gets so stressed out if he has to leave school. And the whole way back, he was like jittery in the car, like shaking his leg, like, come on, like, I gotta get back. I felt his anxiety so bad, I was almost physically sick to my stomach. And that has been a big, my gut is tightening right now. Okay, I've got to take a deep breath, because even just talking about that, I'm like slowly cringing forward. And that's when I stop breathing. It's so, see how frustrating it is? It's not even about, it dominates everything right now. So I'm trying so hard to give myself grace and not judge my anxiety. Because it feels like, especially because society, that bigger society picture is like, you need to move on. You need to leave it be. Like bad things happen and you need to like move forward. And I physically cannot. I'm stuck in this fight or flight. And so there's almost shame. There's almost shame to be like, okay, I just had a stressful moment and I had to hold back a panic attack over this simple little thing. And now I need to go sit in my room quietly where it's dark and just breathe to calm my nervous system down, right? Like that, it feels pretty helpless. And so I think some of the tears too yesterday were partly that. It feels like it's consuming you at times. Give yourself grace, Teresa. Give yourself grace. You are working. I'm working so hard to get to a point where I can not let it. I'd love to be able to get ahead of the reaction. That's my goal. I think I'm always going to react, but to be able to get ahead of the reaction. So, yeah. I took a 3-hour nap after that therapy session. I gave myself grace. So I straightened, off topic, I straightened my hair. I got this really cool new like straightener brush. And look how long my hair is when it's straight. It's like, I feel like I actually like love my hair right now. I have this love-hate relationship with my hair because it's always a frizzy mess because it wants to be curly, but it's so fine and dry that it just frizzes. So I put protector in it. I protected it, don't worry. But I feel like looking at it and touching it, I'm like, oh, it's like, it's almost therapeutic to sit here and like run my fingers through this long, smooth, silky hair. It's the little things, finding joy in the little things. And it took me literally 3 minutes to do. I don't have much hair. And in fact, I'm starting to get some new growth back. I think this is new growth. I'm finally, hopefully, starting to be able to like have calm enough moments that the cortisol isn't making my hair fall out anymore and it's starting to grow back, which has been a long time since I feel like it's been the reverse of that. It started thinning right around the pandemic when everything went to crap. Didn't know if I was going to have a job. Sarah got her cancer back while she was pregnant. Jared didn't know if he was going to have a job. This, are we all going to die? The catastrophizing. How do you say that? Catastrophizing? If I say it too much, it sounds weird. Anyway, you know what I mean. So hopefully this is a physical sign that I'm starting to like flip the dialogue a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys enjoy your Saturday. Think about that question. Hopefully it will help you if you find you are judging your anxiety. It's very valid. It's very valid. I think the worst thing people can say to you is don't worry about it. Because honestly, that causes the opposite reaction. Your anxiety is valid. What you're feeling is valid. But don't judge it. Because that causes more anxiety. Okay. Have a happy Saturday. Bye.